In the last lesson, we played the scale of C, or that which we called the key of C. Beginning on C, we played each of the white keys for each of the letters up to the next C, only once. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Now, try the same exercise, but starting from the G above middle C. You can find the middle C on the piano, and then name the notes until you get to the G. That is where we're going to start. After taking a break for a second, play the keys from G to the next G above it, only on the white keys, again while naming the notes aloud as you do. G, A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Did you notice something strange that happened when you got to the F and then moved to the G? It just didn't sound right, did it? Here, let's look at it on the score as it plays, and we can hear it again. Middle C, and now we'll start on the G. That really does sound out of tune, doesn't it? Let's try it with the black key to the right of the F instead of the white F key and hear how that sounds. Again, starting on middle C and then moving to G. Yes, that was much better, wasn't it? So what happened there, and why did we use the black key? To understand that, we need to learn two new words, tones and semitones. If you look at the keyboard here, do you notice that when we play the scale of C, and we move from C to D, there was actually a black key in between, right there. And we move from the D to the E, the same thing happened. We passed this black key. But when we move from the E to the F, there is no black key because the two white keys are side by side. That might be easier to see if we look at the very back of the keys and we place our fingertip there on the key. We would have to move it over the black key in order to get to the D and so on. From here into that space and so on. The musical distance our finger has to travel from C to the black key is called a semitone, and from the black key to the next D is a semitone. Semi means half. In fact, each time we move from one key to the other, going up and down, we are moving one semitone. That might seem a little confusing, but we can think of it this way. How many times have you traveled along Highway 9 or Highway 36 on the way to Drum or Calgary or Stettler or Red Deer and saw one of these trucks on the road? I bet you more times than you can count. Can you recall what they're called? Semis, exactly. And the reason for that is that the whole truck is actually made up of two parts. The back part, which only has wheels at the back, has to be attached to the front part with the engine and the cabin where the driver sits, because it has the rest of the wheels to allow it to travel. So if we think about it, the whole truck is actually made up of two parts, or two halves. Just like that truck, our tone is exactly the same way. It is made up of two parts, each called a semitone. Looking at the scale of C, we notice that there is a pattern as we move from one note to the other. From C to D is a tone. Here are two semitones. And when we move from D to E, it is also a tone. Semitone. Two semitones to make a tone. Two semitones to make a tone. Two semitones to make a tone, and then one semitone. Now, looking back to the scale of G, or the key of G, we see that all that works until we get to the F. Here is our G. So we have tone, tone, semitone, tone, tone, and we have to go one full tone. Well, since one full tone is made up of two semitones, we have to go to the white key and up to the black key, so there's our tone, and then down one semitone.